What happens when you combine cheddar cheese with Snickerdoodles? You get Cheeto-Doodles.
Rutabaga, broccoli, green beans, stir-fry sauce in the kitchen. Taste it, bake it, boil it over deep fried sauce in the kitchen. Chop it, dice it, boil it in a broth. Sauce in the kitchen. Saute, souffle, simmer it in sauce. Sauce in the kitchen. Rutabaga, broccoli, green beans, stir-fry sauce in the kitchen.
Hi, I'm Chef Scott and welcome to Sacks in the Kitchen. I hate Cheetos. Now you might not believe it, but I never ever liked them. Oh God. Recently, I saw an article about a bakery in Los Angeles that was making Cheeto cookies. And I thought, that is cool. Sweet, salty, you know, I just thought it would be a good idea. So, I made up a recipe combining Snickerdoodles and Cheetos. And here we go. The first step before you even make the cookie is you need to put some Cheetos in a food processor, or you can put them in a plastic bag and crush them manually. So you really need to crush the Cheetos like breadcrumbs. You want them fairly fine. And we're going to use these Cheetos twice in this cookie. Let's see, this is pretty good. Nice crushed Cheetos. Put that on your macaroni and cheese. Anyway, let's see what we're going to do here. Having done that, we're ready to go ahead with the rest. So like any cookie recipe, you want to mix your dry ingredients together first. We have 2 cups of flour. So we're going to add in a teaspoon of baking soda, and we're going to add in a half a teaspoon of baking powder. There. We want to put in a half a teaspoon of salt. So we want to put in a half a cup of crushed Cheetos. Let's see if I can get it here. A little bit more. So half a cup of crushed Cheetos. But you know, I found out that wasn't Cheeto-y enough. That wasn't cheesy enough. So I got myself some cheddar cheese powder. Costco sells it as a seasoning, like you put on your popcorn, in fact. I got this online, probably at Amazon, but it is, you can also take it out of your macaroni and cheese box. Yay! So let's put in a half a cup of cheese powder. So we have flour, baking soda, baking powder, crushed Cheetos, cheese powder, and salt. Let's whisk the dry ingredients together. Yes. Listen, I gotta tell you, when people first know what this cookie, hear about this cookie, they're like, no effing way am I going to try that cookie. And you know, if you're a Cheetos lover, would it be good with flaming hot Cheetos? But if you love Cheetos, and if you just love cheese, if you love sweet and salty, I think you might like it all. So we're going to put this aside. What? Wait. Do I have Cheeto dust? Is that what you're saying? Wait a second. Is that better? Is it? What? No? How's that? I don't look like Bozo, do I? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna put in 1/2 pound or 1 cup of room temperature butter. And let's just let it get going. We have with that 1½ cups of sugar, but let's give the butter a moment first. Okay, 1½ cups of sugar. And of course, whenever you cream butter and sugar, the butter has to be at room temperature, as you know. But your egg that you're going to put in a moment has to be at room temperature too, or else it can actually curdle. So let's just let this go. You know, we're beating in oxygen. We're surrounding the sugar molecules with fat molecules. All of these are very important in creaming. In fact, if you ever want to see a great YouTube video other than my own, there's one called The Chemistry of Cookies, and it shows you exactly what happens scientifically. It's not just mixing this up and putting it in the oven. So give that a thought, but only after you have liked my video 1,000 times. Okay, now we're going to add in the egg. Remember, when you're using multiple eggs, one at a time, let them get absorbed. You don't want to overwhelm the sugar in the butter. Okay, we need to add some vanilla. Okay, there we go. We are going to want to put in a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, half a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. That's a half a teaspoon as far as I'm concerned. So those are all the ingredients. The wet ingredients, as I'll call them, sugar, butter, egg, and vanilla. We're now ready to add in the Cheeto flour mix. Awkward! There we go. Low speed for your mixer because you don't want flour to go everywhere. You know what happens if you are making Cheeto-Doodles and it goes everywhere? Your hair will look like that of our president. So, here we go. Now we can go a little bit more, but like with any cookie, you don't want to overmix it. Now would be a good time. Look at that color. Oh my gosh, what else would you expect from a Cheeto-Doodle? Let's scrape the sides. Always, listen, we pay a lot of money for some of our electric mixers, and you've got to scrape the bottom. The blades don't always do it for you. And I got to tell you, we're ready. We're done. Something I like to do is often scoop out my cookies and then freeze them for later, and then let them thaw a bit before baking them. I find that just for me makes a better, easier to handle cookie. There, that was easy. So, here we go. Okay. So the easiest way to do what we're about to do is always with an ice cream scoop. You choose your size, you get consistent, perfect cookies every time. I make big cookies, so I use this scoop right here, lay them down. Oh wait, I'm forgetting a key thing. All right, before you lay them down, you want to put them in a combination. Take another cup of your crushed Cheetos and mix them with a half a cup of sugar. And just like a snickerdoodle, you then put it down on your sheet pan. There. We'll do 6. These are really big. You can make them half the size easily. And then you're going to bake them in a 325 oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Remember, your cookies do continue cooking a tiny little bit after you take them out of the oven. So if you want soft cookies, remember that. There's something else I like to do. I like to flatten my cookies before I bake them. And then you take them and you put them in the oven. Is that we have to taste these Cheeto-Doodles. You can see really how big the cookie is. And I don't even like Cheetos. This is really good. Thanks for watching. Chef Scott and Sax in the Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott, and thank you so much for watching this week's video. Please subscribe. The button is right there, and I'll see you soon.